Hello, hello. It is Tamara. It is Monday. It is noon, and yeah, so I'm here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This is our Monday continuing education with our big oily family that I like to do on Mondays. Um, so what I wanted to talk about today, because it is March, it is coming up to the time when pollen is flying everywhere through the air, right? Which can cause some discomfort, right? And so, um, there's a few things that we can do to help that. Basically, allergic reactions occur when the immune system reacts to foreign substances in the environment that are normally harmless, right, to most people, such as pollen and bee venom or pet dander, right? It doesn't really there's a lot of things that you can have that allergic reaction to, right? So a substance that it causes that reaction is called an allergen. The reactions are generally considered to be acquired. A true allergic reaction is an immediate form of hypersensitivity and is distinctive because the immune response overactivates specific white blood cells that are triggered by antibodies. Okay. So when allergies occur, the immune system identifies a particular allergen as harmful, even if it isn't. Okay. Pollen flying through the air is not really, it's not harmful. But it just can create in your body that reaction, right? It creates antibodies to fight it. And that's what your body's trying to do when you have all of those lovely symptoms, the runny eyes, the sniffing, the runny nose, the itchy eyes, the watery eyes, the little scratch in your throat kind of thing. Okay. So when you come in contact with that, your immune system's reaction would typically inflame your skin. It can inflame your sinuses, your airways, and it can also inflame your digestive system. And that reaction is known as an inflammatory response. And so what you want to look for with your essential oils then is oils that say they are good for inflammatory response. Okay. The severity of allergies, they kind of vary person to person. It can vary year to year. We moved to a new place like 2 years ago. Um, and last year was awful. There was something flying through the air for me, and we like to go on hikes on our property. And whatever it was that was in bloom, I had to like carry multiple tissues with me because I just sneeze, runny nose, watery eyes, just whatever. And then after a couple of weeks, it was gone. The same thing kind of happened when we first moved. We lived on Camino for 20 years. And when we first moved there, the first couple of years were awful. I couldn't even like go out and mow the lawn because I couldn't breathe. But it's like my body got accustomed to whatever the pollen was up there. And after a couple of years, it was fine. So I'm hoping that this year will be a little better than last year. Because when we go on our walks, we have a lot of elk and we have deer and my husband likes to see animals. And if I'm sneezing and making noise, that doesn't happen very often. So I would like to not do that this year. But so it can vary from year to year. It can vary from person to person. It can range from, kind of a minor irritation to something more serious like anaphylaxis. That is a severe reaction to an allergen that can be life-threatening. It's causes you to probably need to carry an EpiPen kind of thing. Okay. So common triggers for severe allergic reactions include insect bites or stings like bees. My mom is like deathly allergic to bees and she carries an EpiPen for that very reason. Okay. Certain food allergies. I know that like shellfish can be a big one. Peanuts is a big one. Um, it's important to note that not all reactions or intolerances are forms of an allergic response. Allergy systems depend on the allergens or substances, whatever you want to call them, right, involved, and they can impact the airways, the sinuses, the nasal passages, the skin, your digestive system, and other body parts. Allergies are typically categorized as either respiratory, right? Something's going, your throat is closing, or you're having a hard time breathing, or you're wheezing kind of thing, or systemic, and that involves multiple organs, especially digestive, respiratory, and circulatory. So common allergens then include airborne particles, which is like animal hair, car exhaust, cigarette smoke, um, those kinds of things. Hang on just one sec. Hello, Siobhan. You can either stay muted or unmute yourself, totally up to you. I did already start, and so I'm kind of, I don't know, kind of in the middle. I'm not going to repeat myself, but you can go back and watch the replay if you because I always post it either on YouTube or in our Facebook group. Okay. Um, so let's see. Where was I? Let me close out of that. Glad to have you here though. Glad you joined in. So common allergens, right? Animal hair, car dust, cigarette smoke, dust mites are a big one, actually. Fragrances are a super big one. Think about walking down the aisle at, the cleaning aisle at the stores, just like so much. Fungi is another one. Herbicides, mold is a big one. Paint fumes, perfume, pesticides, pet dander, pollens, weeds, chemicals, latex, petroleum, any kind of automotive products. There are some food allergies that are big, like peanuts, right? Genetically modified soy products, insect stings or bites, insect or reptile venom, medications. I know for myself, I don't take any sulfa drugs because they cause my heart to palpitate. And so you can have different kinds of common allergens, right? And you just have to make note of what those are and hopefully avoid those. Traditional treatments for allergies include avoiding known allergens, right? Or you can use steroids that modify the immune system in general. They kind of modify it in general, right? And typically they're topical steroids and medications such as antihistamines and decongestants to help reduce any symptoms that you might have. Essential oils are really nice because they have the ability to chemically support the body in its capacity to reduce and overcome acute or chronic hypersensitivity. And for allergy support specifically, it's especially important to be familiar with three properties of the oils and the particular oils associated with the related actions. So if you have your book, you have your reference book, the Essential Life book, under each oil, it gives you the properties of it. And so the ones you want to look for are anti-allergenic, which would be like geranium, helichrysum, antihistamine property, which is lavender, melissa, Roman chamomile, and steroidal property, and that is going to be basil and rosemary. Now, kind of today, I mostly want to focus on because it's March and it's coming up on spring, and that's when all the pollen comes around, right? I'm talking about kind of like your reaction to springtime when all that pollen is in the air. The best thing that you can do is have lavender, lemon, and peppermint with you at all times. You can make a roller of it. You can make one of those little nasal inhalers that you can hold under your nose. You can kind of put it up your nose and just breathe in. That is super, super helpful at relieving any type of runny nose, watery eyes, helps to open your respiratory system so you can breathe easier. The roller ball, you would apply it your pulse points up and down your spine, bottoms of your feet. You can apply it over, the underneath your nose there. Just make sure because it has the lemon in it and it is photosensitive that you don't go out in the sun then. And if you're applying it topically to your body, make sure you're covered with clothes wherever you applied it, right? That is a good one. You can also diffuse lavender, lemon, and peppermint. That's really good because then it's kind of cleaning the air where you are of any type of pollen or anything that's flying around that's bothering you. The other things that you can do, you can make a 2 drops of the lavender, lemon, peppermint. You can put them in a little 2-piece veggie cap and you can take that internally. doTERRA also has the product Tri-Ease, which are little soft gels, and they already, it's like pre-made, so it's super easy to take. You just would take one of those a day. And that's typically what I use, and I only have to take one in the morning, and it really helps all throughout the day. If you are experiencing, I'm looking at the book here. If you are experiencing some eye, some stuff going on with your eyes, whether it's itchy eyes, watery eyes, right? Lavender and blue tansy, you can do 2 drops of each, and you can layer it. And you don't put essential oils in your eyes, right? But you can layer it underneath your eyes. You could go all the way around the eye socket, right, with it. Um, Blue tansy, funny story. I added that to my moisturizer, and I was kind of stuffy from, being the springtime. And I added that to my moisturizer, and I applied it, and I was like, I'm not stuffy anymore. So it works really well. That has the antihistamine properties, which is really nice. Another one is lavender essential oil. If you have kind of a chronic drip from your nose, if you just dab your finger on top of the bottle of lavender and then just kind of run it around the outside of your nostrils, that will really help to stop that chronic drip. If you have some skin irritation, right? Lavender and Roman chamomile together, you could mix that with like an unscented lotion, or a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, and then you could apply that topically to the areas of concern. Um, Another great, uh, you could make a roller bottle with this, with lavender, Roman chamomile, blue tansy, and peppermint or supermint, right? Supermint has Japanese peppermint. I don't know, it's spearmint. It's got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different kinds of mint in it. It's really nice. And Melissa. So again, that would be lavender, Roman chamomile, blue tansy, peppermint or supermint, and Melissa. In a rollerball, add in your, maybe 5 drops of each, and then top it with fractionated coconut oil, and then you could apply that behind your ears, on your temples, over your neck. Okay. None of those are going to be photo sensitive, so that's okay to use, right? You don't have to worry about being out in the sun after that. And the other thing is you could take that combination. I wouldn't do 5 drops of each. I'd probably do 1 drop of each, other than not the blue tansy. So you could do 1 drop of lavender, Roman chamomile, peppermint or supermint, and Melissa, and you put it in a 2-piece veggie cap, and you could take that. So, maybe you take the Tri-Ease and it's not quite cutting it, it's not working like you want it to. You could try that blend. The other thing that could be really good is to do a liver flush, right? To make sure that your liver is working properly and it's doing what it's supposed to do. You could do that by using 2 to 3 drops of Zendocrine and Roman chamomile in a little 2-piece veggie cap 2 times a day. Helps to relieve liver stagnation and just gets your liver working as it should. Drink plenty of water, right? You should be drinking plenty of water anyway, but if you're doing that, drink even more so that it continues to keep you hydrated. Those are the kind of things that I have. What else does it say? Top solutions then that it has for helping with any type of allergen that you might run into would be basil and rosemary. Those are going to help with your inflammatory response and support your adrenal glands. The blue tansy, lavender, and Melissa, those are really good. They have that antihistamine properties, and they help to calm any irritation that you might have. Lemon is a really good for drying things up, so it's kind of like a decongestant, and it helps to reduce any mucus that you might have going on. Again, it helps to dry up all of that kind of stuff. And then peppermint is really good for helping to get the phlegm moving and gone, and then it helps to reduce inflammation that you have going on. There are some blends. Breathe is a great one. You could use that topically. You could use that in your diffuser. Zendocrine, we talked about that. Purify and Abode, both of those blends in your diffuser really help to cleanse the air. And so if you're trying to, in your home, you want to make sure that at least you can breathe easy in your home, right? Purify and Abode in your diffuser would be really nice. Digest Zen, that's our digestive blend. It's really good to help settle your stomach, but in a pinch, if you don't have your peppermint, or you don't have your lavender lemon peppermint, right? And you need something to use. Digestin can be really helpful for sinuses. So if you roll it over your sinuses, that can be super helpful. Try not to get it too close to your eyes because it's got peppermint in it. It can make your eyes water. On Guard is helpful for supporting your immune system. And then Serenity, our blend Serenity, which is the restful blend, could also be super good at calming, right? Calming things down. And it has those antihistamine properties also. So that's what I got for you. Of course, you should be taking your Lifelong Vitality, whether you take the Lifelong Vitality pack or the new VMG Plus and E Omega Plus combo, whichever one. That would be really good to do. So, um, hello to the person that just joined. I am finished for today. Typically, these calls go about, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. How long? I think this one's on. I don't even know how long it is now. They're typically 10 to 20 minutes. Sometimes they're 30, but they're not real long. We start at noon, but if you have any questions, you can put those in the comment section down below. I think there's a comment section, or the chat section, sorry. You can put that in chats if you got any questions. If you want to watch a replay of this, you can see it on my YouTube channel. It's just at Our Big Oily Family. Or in our Facebook group, and that's where we do the bulk of our educating, posting daily, and fun things, giveaways and stuff like that. So if you want to join our Facebook group, it is Our Big Oily Family Educational Hub is what it's called. But I'm really glad to see both of you on here today. And like I said, I'm here every Monday at noon, and yeah, so hopefully I will see you someplace online, and you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. And any questions, you can post them in the chat right now before we go off, or in the when I post this in our Facebook group, comment below. Okay. Talk to you later. See you next Monday.